In celebration of Caribbean Public Health Day, the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPHA, produced a half-hour video presentation which addresses violence in schools, a major regional public health concern. Over the years, the Caribbean region has seen a steady increase in deaths due to injuries and violence resulting in premature deaths, disability, costs to the health service, lost productivity with subsequent effects on the family, community and society as a whole. In response to this serious public health issue and a desire to confront the issue at an early stage, CARPHA hosted its first ever youth panel discussion on bullying. The symposium presented students from secondary schools in Grenada an opportunity to talk about the problem that affects them, their peers, their communities, and their country. Dr. George Mitchell is Grenada's Chief Medical Officer.
I am not sure if you know about the statistics our admissions at our institutions, but these have been growing, and particularly so among young persons. And we feel, and the literature is showing, that there is a direct relationship between those type of activities, bullying in schools, self-esteem issues, anger management that derive from that, and depression and mental health issues.
And the executive director of CARPHA, Dr. C. James Hospitalis, revealed that a recent World Health Organization report stated that interpersonal violence, traffic injuries, and suicide are the three leading causes of death among youth aged 10 to 19 years in the Americas, including the Caribbean. He pointed out that beyond deaths and injuries, youth violence can lead to mental health problems and increased health risk behaviors such as smoking, alcohol and drug abuse, and unsafe sex.
Injuries cost the health services and cost society, cost families and cost businesses a lot of money. And it is that increase in that area, and in homicide, many of our countries also, that is where somebody is deliberately killed. Many of our countries are experiencing almost epidemics in the last 5 or 6 years. If you define an epidemic as a definite increase way above over what you used to see before, then Trinidad, St. Kitts, Jamaica, Bahamas, Belize, and that includes homicide, domestic violence, gang violence among the causes of that situation.
And a recent survey conducted by CARPHA revealed that from 2000 to 2012, 41,327 people died from injuries and violence, accounting for some 9% of the total deaths in the English and Dutch-speaking Caribbean. CARPHA will distribute the video entitled Bullying, What's the Big Deal, for broadcast in all of its 24 member states. The agency hopes that this presentation will not only increase awareness, but stimulate further discussions and inspire governments and NGOs to propose solutions to reduce incidences of violence and injuries in schools. Person Stroud is the Director of Student Support Services in Grenada's Ministry of Education.
Sadly, those who are bullied can become vulnerable to the negative influences of our society and become bullies themselves. I thought of giving you an example of when I was in school, but I said maybe I might cause you to do other things, so I chose not to. The big deal with bullying then is that if it isn't eradicated, it will fuel an unending cycle that sometimes ends with death. And sadly, that is a big deal.
And the youth panel discussion held at St. George's University was attended by more than 100 secondary school students.
Some studies indicate that some, not all bullies, have naturally aggressive and/or hyperactive personalities from the start. But that doesn't mean that all spirited kids will bully and all mellow kids will be perfectly empathic and kind. Those are just a few traits that has been identified in some bullies. The truth is, bullies are not born into this world. Bullies are raised.
When we on Facebook, it's like we're a different person. In real life, you quiet, you don't say nothing, you're just there. But on Facebook, you have the loudest mouth. Everybody be like, oh, you see she picture? And oh, she begging for likes, and oh, this, that. And you just go and you just comment down on the person and you just think it's okay because you know what? You're sitting behind your computer screen, nobody can see you, so you could just say whatever. It is not okay.